that he feels like you guys are really starting to enjoy playing together.
Yeah.
I mean, like, is that just something that comes with chemistry? Is that just something that comes with winning? I mean, or what's that product of?
I think more so just time. The time of actually like being together, you start to know guys better off the court. You care about them off the court, you run through the wall from them on the court. You want to see them have success just as much as you have a personal success. You want to see team success over anything. So I think with that, we're having a lot more fun, and we're just finding different ways to win.
So there are people like, you know, like random kind of people from the outside who said earlier in the year, it doesn't look like this team's having a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Was that true at all, to any degree?
No, I don't think so. I mean, everybody shows their emotions differently. I think right now, it's easier to kind of spot it out. Like, okay, they're showing emotion, they're excited about a certain play, or Tyus dunking, or whatever it might be. Jimmy hitting a big shot, or Cat, you know, wanting to pull from him to get that triple double, whatever it might be. But it's always been there. It's just been a little bit more, I guess, on the radar.
So maybe you're having more fun now?
Winning's always fun, so yeah, I guess.
You were talking about this a little bit yesterday, but we kind of discussed in this 11-3 stretch that you're on. It came after a tough loss to Phoenix.
Yeah.
What changed? What has changed? I mean,
It was the
obviously a
Portland
lot of things changed, but what has changed in the last 2.5, 3 weeks?
In the Portland game, I think we were at a moment. It was almost the moment of truth. That's a good money. You guys can hold on to that. It was the moment of truth in the game. We were down the fourth quarter by like 9. And we could have went one way, and coming off a tough loss, we could have splintered and went one way, but we found a way to win that game. And then from there, I think we've just been kind of steamrolling.
I remember in that game, I think some of the kids, especially Wiggins, had some big defensive plays in the last couple of minutes, and that seemed almost transformative too in terms of the way everybody's played on that end since.
Yeah, I think so. I think when the season's over with, or close to an end, we'll look back like that win kind of triggered certain things for sure.
A lot more fourth quarter minutes for you too since then.
Yeah,
I was going to say
16 points in the fourth quarter.
All I did was smile. I didn't say anything.
Do you remember that moment of truth? Who brought the team back?
No, I don't remember that. It's kind of cloudy. I don't remember that.
I just remember at the end of that game, you and Jimmy embraced it mid-court and had some words. I mean, you guys had been the fourth quarter that night. It just seemed like that things felt different after that.
It did. It really did. And like I said, Lindsay kind of pointed it out. I mean, for her, not even necessarily being right here in our huddle and right here in our bunker to feel that, I think that's kind of the feeling that kind of vibrated through.
Well, Jamal, for you as somebody who kind of comes in late the first quarter, you warm up and you're a scorer and you're sitting on the bench for the first portion of the game. How do you keep yourself kind of locked in so that when you come in, you don't have to take time to warm up to get going?
It's tough. I kind of look at it as like if you went and played. You play basketball a little bit?
I did.
So if you play at like a Lifetime Fitness or LA Fitness and you played a game and then you guys lost and it's a packed gym, so you had to wait like another 45 minutes before you got in. So you're trying to. That's tough to do, So I try to lock in mentally. I try to see how they're playing certain things. I tell guys on the floor what I see, and then I try to apply it when I get out there and try to make an instant impact. And it won't always be scoring. Sometimes, I mean, obviously they know that's what I'm known for and that's what I'm trying to come do. But if I can make guys' jobs a little bit easier and then kind of loosen up the defense and then the attack, I think it's good for us.
How much do you kind of relish that role on the second unit when you're playing with the guys on the bench, that you're kind of the guy who creates the offense?
Yeah, I mean, it was a point in my career where I was tired of losing. Like I was being known as the guy who was a good scorer on bad teams, and I've always prided myself on winning. Even the shooting game I just lost, that hurts. But I always
John Lucas?
Yeah, he's a good shooter though. But yeah, I did, to be honest. But I get him. And then once I get him, I'll stop playing him because he has no class when he wins. But no, in high school I won state championship. Like I always pride myself on winning. And, I got to that point, I was like, I'll do whatever it takes to kind of make the adjustment to win, and that's what it called for.
Is there, as a scorer, do you have to get a certain number of shots, or are you okay if you go through a stretch without shooting?
Both. I think, because I mean, the only way to kind of score is to shoot, so you kind of have to do that. And, you kind of have to shoot it. But I don't get discouraged. I really don't. Like if I miss a few shots in a row, my highest scoring game ever came. I missed my first 4 shots, and one of those was a dunk. So, and you just keep going. You have tunnel vision and just try to make the play. Play to win.
Last night, you were one of 3 people off the bench who scored in double figures. You had 8 people score 10 or more.
Yeah, that's
but you also had 8 people who had multiple assists.
Yeah.
Is that kind of like the perfect box score as far as what this team needs to do?
For sure. Like even with Jimmy, right? We always say how good he is and his MVP. If you look at his numbers, like they're not like he's averaging 30 and 7 and 8. Like they're steady. They're 21 or whatever it is, 5 and 5. But the way he moves the ball, the way he makes sure other guys get involved, the way other guys, it's becoming contagious. You know what I mean? So everybody, oh, that's a good pass.
I kept giving it back to Belly last night at the start of the fourth quarter.
Yeah, definitely. And it's good. Like Belly, he worked so hard. It's good, and he was in such a great rhythm. It's all about rhythm and confidence. You put the work in. And he was in such a great rhythm before he got hurt. I think with him getting that back, and we wanted to get that mojo back, and hopefully we can bottle that up for him.
Tibbs, at the beginning of the year, it sounded like he was trying to convince you guys take more threes, take more threes, take more threes. Has he eased back off that a little bit?
No, I think he still wants us to take threes. He really does. But I mean, if you look in the mid-range and in, we're really good. Like, and it's worked out for us, you know. So we won't turn down threes. We'll even look for them. We won't just hunt them, you know. But we're not Golden State or anything. But we will take our threes.
How important is it? How important is it when, you know, like obviously everybody's saying threes, that's the highest points per possession or whatever, to just kind of embrace your strengths and say, this is who we are. We're gonna do what we're best at.
Yeah, I mean, everybody, like before, if you think about it, before the last few years, when D'Antoni was 7 seconds or less, like you can't win like that. There's no way you can win playing that way. They would have been 23rd in pace right now, you know, because more back to the basket, grind out games. So I think there's different ways to skin the cat. It'd be smart or dumb of us not to play to our strengths.
Advantage to zigging when everybody else zags too, you think? I mean, just like you guys might play offense a little bit differently than a lot of people have to do.
Yeah, we have. This is the first team I think I've been on where we have 5 or 6 guys who can really carry you for a quarter, or carry you like close games, and that's different in itself. Like I don't think I've ever been on a team with that many guys can carry you for a stretch.
The fourth quarter last night seemed like probably the best space and pace you guys have played all year, though. You had three. You had you, Towns, and Belly, all who can hit threes.
And
Gorgie,
Tyus.
great mid-range, and Tyus as the penetrate kick guy.
Yeah, we just play well off each other. I think it was a good synergy, and that's what's so good about our team. We have a lot of different ways we can play. We can play small, we can play big, we can play. I'm not talking about you anyway. We can play small, we can play big, we can play a lot of different styles, and that group had something going last night.
I asked you about this last night, but this a little. You guys have your assist to turnover ratio is really gone up. In terms of, yeah, I mean, I think it's. I don't think you've committed a turnover.
I think you're 15-0 in this.
Look at this dance.
In this
oh, you missed the shoulder shrug. Oh, you saw it? Okay. You said what? I'm sorry.
So 15-0. You're 15-0 assist to turnover ratio on this whole
Wow.
stand. Is that because people are moving better without the ball? I asked you last night, better move without the ball, or is it that you're looking to pass more?
I think it's both. I really do. Like I think it's like I said. Once you make a good pass and a guy gets a shot, he wants to make a better pass. And it's contagious. And like we're not thinking about the numbers. We're just playing without being in thought. And when you play that way, I think it's a little better for us.
JJ had Kyrie Irving on his podcast. He was just the two of them were talking about how like they're dribbling and how they're handling Kyrie, just all this stuff. And he was talking about how you've never spent any time.
Oh, JJ said this?
Yeah,
JJ. Okay.
No, JJ was saying this about you, that you're not going through drills to like work on your handle, and is regarded as one of the best handles in the league. Like, is that just a natural thing you just pick up from playing pickup?
Yeah, for me, I think a lot of people do drills and cones. And I'm not saying don't do it, but if we're trying to make it as realistic as possible, that cone or that chair is not a 6'7" wing who can move,
Sure.
So what happens when that move doesn't work and the chair is not staying there? So I'm like, okay, I'll try this and pick up, see what works, what doesn't, and just go from there. And if I was a boxer, I'd kind of be a counter puncher. So I'm just reading what the defense is doing. They got to give up something, get them to shift, and then go from there.
And how much is that handle is imperative for you getting the rhythm for your shot?
Yeah, you can tell with me. You can always tell it's a secret. You can always tell when I start skipping. You're like, oh, he's getting the rhythm. I don't even want me to shoot it, but I'm skipping like, oh, he's getting the rhythm.
Are you getting fewer calls on your jump shots?
For sure.
Why do you think
I
that
am
is?
not trying to get fired. Let me shut that up. But yeah, they're looking for it for sure. Yeah.
I mean, that's just. I mean,
I'm
it
known
feels
for it,
like.
so
it feels like you're not
Yeah.
getting as many as you used
Yeah,
to. I mean,
for
is
sure.
that frustrating?
Nah. But I'll just to it. But no, I don't think
At the start of the year, I think a lot of people looked at the goal for you guys and said, hey, if they could get to like the 4 seed and host home court in the first round, that'd be a great
huge,
spot to
right?
get to. Have the expectations changed for you guys at all, especially
No,
recently?
we don't even talk about it, to be honest with you. I mean, we just, like, we know what the schedule is and we know where we're trying to go, the ultimate goal. And I've been on teams that have gotten home court and lost in the first round. I've been on teams that haven't and won. So you just never really know. Obviously, you want to play as many games as you can in front of your home fans. And our fans have been great, but we got a lot of work to do before we get there to start thinking like that.
Does this feel like the best team you've been on? Like, might win the most games of the teams you played on?
I don't know, to be honest with you, because I was on a team that won 57,
Yeah.
won 53, 54. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I said, yeah.
Is there anything more fun though than
Winning? No.
seeing it happen, seeing things turn and go from where they were to where they are. I mean, being a part of that's got to be very satisfying.
Yeah, there's beauty in the struggle, to be honest with you. Like when you think about it, like it being a long process, there's gonna be ups and downs. It's a marathon. You just have to continue to try to stay as even keel as possible instead of being too high or too low, because you're gonna go through both over the course of the season. It's inevitable.
Do you think the struggles are beautiful when you're going through them?
No, but you appreciate them more after you get them
So they still suck.
Like for us.
at times.